ANEST is a very creative brand. It's a real attention to detail. It's all about the whole thing coming together, the design and the manufacturing. It seemed like they thought about that as their starting point, that they manufacture in Italy with specific qualities of materials and fabrics and processes that give their collection a distinctly understated, luxurious quality, which is very specific in today's market. Jack Davison is a photographer I work with a lot, and he was approached to shoot the ANEST Spring-Summer 2021 campaign, and he brought me on board as the set designer. I run Rachel Thomas Studio. We make sets for film and photography, ranging from very small scale, intricate still life to very large scale events and things. We're not really recreating anything. We're kind of creating things from scratch in response to a client's world or a campaign's concept. Sometimes ideas are very formed when they come to us, and other times we help to form them or even form them from scratch. I definitely really thrive in having collaboration in that way. After we shot the campaign, ANEST approached me to design something for their space in Shanghai. And I wanted it to have a relationship with the imagery that we had shot so that there was a continuous story told. And what was really important, I think, was that we didn't want to make anything that was too imposing in the space, because it's such an impressive and airy, simple space. We wanted to maintain that. So I think our design kind of came out of creating something that had a presence, but that had lots of void in it and lots of openness about it. I thought it was more them to kind of have something that was less of a window display and more of a kind of experience. It has to be something that people can move around, it has to be seen from 360, it has to be seen in real space, and that's why we really needed to go back to the drawing board to kind of look at what would work in that space. In doing that, it felt important that we didn't do anything that was too heavy or imposing, which is kind of where the light framework came from. I wanted to bring the campaign imagery in as sculptural form to give it context and make a relationship with the campaign. And printing it on glass felt appropriate because it's light, you see through it, it's not imposing, so that's where that came from. The ground floor structure was almost like a table with no top to it. So I really like the idea of having this sense of a top, but having things run right through the center of it. And so there's not a sense of above and below, it's more that everything hopefully sort of flows through it. And then upstairs it felt like a brother of that structure, that it was smaller but taller, because the other one was very wide, so we thought let's make something more vertical. So that was about the two structures speaking to each other. The imagery we chose from the campaign was deliberately the most abstract imagery in there. So we didn't want to have anything that was too real, which is why we chose silhouettes and we chose some of the still life imagery in the layout. There was camel, there was orange, there was an off-white and a grey. And I took those colours, because they were very subtle colours, very discreet, that I applied to the framework. And what I'm really hoping is that it will kind of cast shadows and things, as the light moves and shifts around. I'm kind of excited about how it gives you different viewpoints, so hopefully people will enjoy that. ANEST were very trusting, and they gave us a lot of freedom in designing these pieces for their store. And they obviously have a very tuned and trained eye, so they have an opinion, but they were very respectful of our process.